Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, April 7th at 5:06 p.m. We've run into some technical difficulties tonight, so what we're doing is we are recording this and we will be posting it this evening on our YouTube page where we typically would stream this live. But given that we do not take live public comments in this virtual setting that we're in, we believe that this isn't going to hinder anybody's ability to meaningfully participate in this public meeting. And so with that, Ms. Cavallaro, if you could establish our quorum, please.
Yes, President Householder,
Here.
Vice President Lewis,
Here.
Trustee Hack,
Here.
Trustee Hernandez,
Here.
Trustee Rocha.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. And next we go on to our flag salute. Trustee Rocha, could you lead us in the flag salute? Oh, wait, you're still muted.
Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Sorry.
That is okay. Thank you for leading us in that salute. And so next we're on to our action items. We only have two this evening. It's a special meeting tonight. So the first one is the disclosure and ratification of the tentative agreement between Antioch Unified School District and the Antioch Education Association for 2020-2021. And I believe our Associate Superintendent is going to be introducing this item for us.
Yes, thank you. This evening for the board's approval is our tentative agreements with Antioch Education Association. I want to give the details of the tentative agreement. We have reached settlement at 3%, retroactive to July 1, 2020. That amount in salaries for AEA is $2,182,809. The statutory benefits that your STRS, your unemployment, etc., is $457,758. And our health and welfare benefit increase is approximately a 0.15%. That is $109,140 for a total compensation for the 2021 year of $2,749,707. We have taken this proposal to our county office and we have received approval through AB 1200 that we can meet our obligations with this tentative agreement for not only the 2021 school year, but for the remainder or for the following 2 years in a multi-year projection. I do want to thank the bargaining units for working so collaboratively to reach agreement this school year, and I would ask the board to approve this agreement. And President Householder, we do have one comment from the public whenever the board would like to hear that.
Right now would be great.
Okay, it's from Valerie Luke, President of Antioch Education Association. Good evening, board trustees. I am writing on behalf of the AEA bargaining team to ask for your approval of the tentative agreement between AEA and AUSD, which was approved by AEA membership last week with 99% of members in support. This year, we were able to work collaboratively through the bargaining process to come to an agreement that honors the hard work of our membership to educate the students of Antioch, as well as improving working conditions for our members, which in turn supports our students' learning conditions. We feel that the agreements made are beneficial to both the district and the membership, as they will support efforts to attract educators to come to AUSD, as well as help to retain those that are already employed in our district. We would like to extend our gratitude to the AUSD bargaining team under the direction of this board for working together to reach this fair and balanced contract. And that is the only public comment.
Thank you so much. And thank you as well to Ms. Luke for putting in that comment. Typically, I'm sure she would be at the live meeting. And so I appreciate being able to hear from them. And so why don't we just go one by one to see if anybody has any questions. So we'll start off with Vice Chair Dr. Lewis. Do you have any questions?
No questions or comments, no.
Trustee Rocha?
No comment.
Trustee Hernandez?
No questions, no comments.
Trustee Hack?
It's boring, but same. No questions, no comments.
Wonderful. All right. And then with that, I would entertain a motion to accept this tentative agreement.
I'll make the motion. I move that we accept this tentative agreement.
So motion made by Trustee Dr. Lewis. Is there a second?
I'll second. But I think Trustee Hack got there before.
All right. Seconded by Trustee Hack. Ms. Caballero, can you do the roll call on this?
Yes, Trustee Hack?
You can hear me?
We can hear you. That sounds like a yes.
Yes.
Trustee Hernandez?
Yes.
President Householder?
Yes.
Vice President Lewis?
Yes.
Trustee Rocha?
Yes.
Motion to accept the agreement passes 5-0.
Wonderful. Moving on. So second action item we have this evening is an increase in substitute rate during COVID-19. I believe this would be our Associate Superintendent again.
Yes, it is. It seems like I have the floor tonight. So as all districts, we are even more so in this pandemic experiencing a shortage in our substitute teachers. As the board approved at our last meeting, our learning centers are going to have substitute teachers to help with academic support for our students within the learning centers. We have looked at the rates around our county and try to be a little bit more than competitive. So I am asking the board to approve for the duration of this school year, a daily substitute rate of $210 per day. At the end of the school year, depending on where we are, I may be back next year to look at the rate again, but I think that based on the circumstances, this is a rate that I have to recommend for the remainder of this school year. And I would ask the board to approve that.
Wonderful. And we'll do the same thing. So one by one. So Vice President Dr. Lewis, do you have any questions or comments?
No, and this is just so I'm clear. This is the number of substitutes that are. I'm sorry, the amount that we pay substitutes per day.
Correct.
Per daily. Okay,
Correct.
that's all my questions.
Just to put it in perspective, the starting substitute rate prior to the pandemic was $135. If they did a long-term, it went all the way up to a $175 for our long-term and for our retirees. So this is bringing up all rates to the $210 per day.
Sorry, I was writing that down. Trustee Rocha?
I asked this question earlier. I just wanted to know what the amount was be for Liberty and for Pittsburgh.
Liberty recently brought theirs forward to go up to $200 a day. I don't believe Pittsburgh has yet brought something, but I do expect to see that. And again, we're all competing for some of the same working applicant pool out there. So
Right.
The average is going around $200 a day in Contra Costa.
How many more do we need in substitute teachers? I mean, we had our list already,
Yeah,
but how many do we have to increase?
We're working diligently to increase them on a daily basis. It's become my staff and myself some of our full-time work. We are getting a lot of people in. The number is hard to say as we're getting the number of students who are wishing to come back to the learning centers, then we will increase at each one. But our goal was to have at least 2 teachers full-time at each site. That's your 48. We're getting close to your 50, a little bit more at the high schools. So that would, I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to meet that with our certificated staff and support from our paraprofessionals. But of course, if we can get additional as more students come on, we would like to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Trustee Hernandez, questions, comments?
I guess I think most of my question has been kind of answered. I guess the more general question I have is, is there an anticipated shortage, I guess, throughout the county?
There has been a shortage of substitute teachers throughout the state for quite some years now as the employment rate went down. Our applicant pool for substitutes dwindles as well because people are getting full-time work. And then through the pandemic, it has been a struggle for all of our county schools and probably outside of Contra Costa to keep substitute teachers because there wasn't a steady of work over the last year because we were remote teaching. So we're not unique in this endeavor, unfortunately.
And then I guess the other question, do we have any potential way or plans of potentially tracking how helpful this is? I think it'd be, I guess just cool to know, like, implementing this, did we suddenly get like a rush of increase of substitute teachers? And to see how effective something like increasing the amount that we pay them is versus perhaps some of the other things that we could be doing to also attract substitutes.
I will say that, and this will be anecdotal only based on today, we did raise it in anticipation today on some of our various Indeed, Join, and we are getting a little bit more interest than we did last week. So it does help. I'm sure there are many other avenues that we can pursue, however.
Cool. Well, that's it for questions that I have.
Trustee Hack,
I have no questions.
Trustee Dr. Lutz.
Okay, thank you, President Householder. I just had one clarifying question. So we're going to revisit this at the end of the year. So if I'm understanding correctly, we're going to have a conversation about this rate increase until the end of this year, and then we'll revisit it at the end of the year.
So
Is that
this
right?
evening, this would only increase it through June 30th. It would revert to what was approved by the board prior to the state unless we bring it back for a different rate for next year.
Thank you.
All right, so just a couple quick comments. So first off, I really appreciate you bringing us such a competitive price because I think that we're going to attract hopefully not only just more volume, but higher quality because, our students need a lot of support right now. So I think that this is going to produce better results. I really thought that Trustee Hernandez's question about the efficacy or the impacts of this is interesting. I think it would be kind of hard, like I can't think of any way to really track that since it is such a short term. But I just wanted to throw it out there. Maybe we do a survey at the end. So anybody who subbed for us and there can be a question, how did this compare to somewhere else? Or why did you choose us or something like that? And then the only question I actually have is if somebody is interested in applying, so it's on EdJoin and it's on Indeed, but is there like roughly minimum qualifications? And I know it's a tiny bit outside the scope, but I just want people listening to know.
Yeah, so there's two things. In order, you would have to qualify for a sub permit, right? Or else a full credential, but mostly it will be a 30-day sub permit. There are two ways you can do that. Having a BA, we can pretty much qualify you to go on a 30-day sub permit. If you are still in school and do not have your BA, there's some requirements around credentials and where you are in your 4-year program. So if anyone has interest in one of the other places, we will be putting this on our Facebook as well once this is done. They're reaching out, and I have 4 or 5 people handling all those calls here today because we need to get people processed. It does take a little bit of time to get them on a credential to move forward. If someone does not meet that, so for instance, we have a lot of people whose kids are home for college, working remote. So we're encouraging them to still contact us and look and sign up to our classified side of the house as a paraprofessional sub to support, but that is at a different rate of pay that would go through our classified staff that do not meet the qualification.
Awesome. And so you said you're gonna, and I would assume then we probably can see both of these on social media and circulating within a week or so, roughly.
Yes.
I just have a feeling people are going to ask me about it, and I also have people in mind already that I want to push it out to, who are home because of yeah. So
Send them my email. We are, I'm checking it every day.
and thank you all because I know that it's a lot of work and it's going to be a really tight turnaround. So I preemptively appreciate all the work that you've done and are about to do in the coming weeks. So I feel comfortable with where we're at. If there's no other questions, I would entertain a motion to accept this increase in substitute rate during COVID-19.
I move approval.
So the motion is moved by Trustee Rocha. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Trustee Hernandez. Ms. Caballero, can we have the roll call?
Yes, Trustee Hack? Trustee Hack, how do you vote?
Yes.
Trustee Hernandez?
Yes.
President Householder?
Yes.
Vice President Lewis?
Yes.
Trustee Rocha?
Yes.
Motion to approve the increase to the substitute rate for the remainder of the year passes 5-0.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. So next future meetings, I don't have the future meeting date down and I don't remember it off the top of my head, and I'm hoping the superintendent knows or the vice chair, Dr. Lewis.
April 26th.
Yeah.
I thought it was the 28th.
Oh, 28th, I'm sorry.
This is why I like it when it's written down. So the 28th, April 28th. So not next Wednesday, but the Wednesday after that. And with that, is there a motion to adjourn?
Well,
Motion to adjourn made by Trustee Rocha. It looks like it's being seconded by Trustee Dr. Lewis. Ms. Caballero, can we have a roll call?
Yes, Trustee Hack? We couldn't hear you. Could you try one more time?
You're muted.
How about
Yes.
oh, thank you. Trustee Hernandez,
Yes.
President Householder,
Yes.
Vice President Lewis,
Yes.
Trustee Rocha.
yes.
Motion to adjourn the meeting passes 5-0.
And just so folks know, it is 5:24 p.m. We will be posting this video on YouTube sometime this evening. So good night, everybody.